we've been worse. Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
We late today.
Absolutely.
Why? Why? You know what? I'm trying to give you your room to get that out the way. And you want to wait till we go live to start. You know what?
What's up, good people? Hey, Tia.
Don't ever question why I don't like you.
I never did.
Okay.
I never did. Because I always knew you was a hater, so it didn't matter.
I learned from the best.
You absolutely right. See, here's the thing. When before I hired you, I said, you know what? She's not a big enough hater. I gotta teach her the ways of being a hater. Hate.
I wasn't expecting that one.
I was like, nah, cuz somebody ain't school her right on the ways of the art of haterism.
The art of hateration.
So I was like,
you ain't got no sense.
Let me get it together. What's up, good people?
I gotta put up with.
What is the word, my people? What is the word? Listen, Tia, listen.
I needed that laugh today.
I'm just saying. I was like, you know what? Let me be a hater today, and I know she need this work. I'm gonna get it together. Hey, before we dive into stuff, I just want to give a quick shout out to educators, specifically K through 12 teachers, for no other reason other than y'all are for real doing God's work. No hate to no other profession, nurses, whoever teach. I am giving a shout out to K-12 educators.
You know,
I know, huh?
I was just thinking about, like, sometime this week about our K-12 educators. I mean, our educators in general.
In general.
But specifically K-12, because the sad part about it is, I know as educators, we don't really get paid very much in general. But I know that in higher education, I make more than I did in K-12, and that my counterparts have and do in K-12. And the sad part about it is, like, we're thinking about all of these professions that make all this good money.
And rightfully so. Make your bread.
Yeah. But you can't get to that point without your K-12 educators. So the people that we need the most to get us to where we need to be, we pay the less and we treat the worse. Ain't that something?
I'm just saying.
And I say we as in America. Because it's not that way. I'm not saying it's not that way in all other countries, but there are other countries that highly respect their teachers. And so in America, it's like because I was like, as an educator, we shouldn't have to have second jobs, third jobs, side hustles, all these things just to pay the bills. And K-12, like, because you also don't have a 9-to-5 as an educator. As an educator, period, but especially even in K-12, you don't have a 9-to-5.
Right, and that's the thing. I think people forget, like, being a teacher, and once again, I'm speaking to specifically K-12 people. Like, there's taking time off is hard. Like,
oh my gosh,
a lot of times you're like, you go to school from this time to this time, but you don't know what that's gonna look like. Like, it's just shout out to y'all, and then also understanding at this time of the year, it's the end of the school year, and for a lot of teachers, it's an emotional time because they know for some of their students, those students being in school is the only time that they get to eat, the only time they get to get anybody that show them any kind of love. So they know for the next 2 to 3 months, they don't know if these kids are gonna be eating. They don't know if these kids are gonna have a place to sleep. They don't know. So once again, shout out specifically to K-12 educators. Y'all are doing God's work. I appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And especially shout out to Miss Cole. Miss Cole is my favorite teacher. Miss Cole was my 4th grade teacher. Listen.
Oh, Lord.
Tia, let me tell you something. Miss Cole. Let me tell you something. Miss Cole, she ain't playing no games. And when he was her, oh, Miss Cole coming. Hold on. You better sit. Nah, you finna get me in trouble.
Shell was just telling me about them having a sub.
Mm-hmm.
And just the ways that they were messing with the sub and some of the things they were saying.
Oh, no, you don't do that.
And it was a young person too. Like, I can't say that because I was a young person when I was subbing too. But let me tell you what y'all wasn't finna talk about is all the things that Shelton was like, yeah, we were in class talking about this and this. And I was like, yeah, y'all couldn't have me as a sub.
See, here's the thing. I bring up Miss Cole. She's my favorite teacher, but I had a couple of teachers, they was very similar to her. I wish we would have acted fool to the sub. And then the sub put the report to Miss Cole, and we came back, and she came back the next day. Oh, no, brother. Come on. Let me tell you something. That sister, look, Miss Cole, like, think of that cool auntie. Matter of fact, think of auntie, Tia. Auntie.
Cool. Here's the thing. You don't have to tell me because I was that teacher.
Like, cool as all get out. Cool as all get out. But understand, if you get on her nerve, if you not even just
a real problem.
Not even that you get on her nerves, you do stuff that you knew daggum well you ain't supposed to be doing. We was in 4th grade, so of course we got on her nerve. We were 4th graders. That is what 4th graders do. Stay job. Every day, I'm sure she was like, I gotta go deal with these crazy kids. But listen, once again, shout out to K-12 educators. Y'all are doing work that most of us not even just won't do, can't do. That being said, Tia, what are we talking about?
Summertime stuff. Summertime. Shut up.
No.
Oh, Lord. This is what we do.
So summertime stuff.
So we're talking about, so oh my gosh, y'all. Some of my babies leaving. I'm not ready.
That's right. Wait a minute. That's right, because your eldest.
Oh, I wasn't talking about them. I was talking about the college kids that are graduate.
Oh, they can get out.
Terrible.
Go about your business.
Terrible.
You know why I say that?
My eldest ain't finna go nowhere.
You know why I say that? Because they think it's sweet. I want them to go out and be like, hey, you think it's sweet? I keep saying the worst hood in America, adulthood. Adulthood.
It's worse than 23rd and Prospect.
Adulthood is the worst hood in the world. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if you from Inglewood. I don't care if you say 23rd and Prospect. I don't care if you from wherever you from. Adulthood.
Nah, it's so we're talking about summertime stuff. We got my babies is graduating.
You know what? It is crazy to think like because Tia, I think this is our 2nd class that we've seen from freshman to senior year. 2nd or 3rd class.
This I would say 3rd. No, yeah, 3rd.
Like 2nd,
No,
is it 3rd?
It's 2nd.
2nd.
It's 2nd. Yeah, because when did Armani and them graduate? Was it last year?
I think it was 2 years ago.
That was my 1st class.
So this would be our 3rd then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo, Tia, like it's crazy to think that we've seen some of these young people literally from the time they was 18 until now they're in young adults. Like
going out into the society.
Into the hood. Like it's crazy to think. And and to think about some of the conversations we've had over the years with folks, conversations we've had with folks as they've come back, like, yo, I want to go back to college. Yeah, me too. But so today, y'all, we talking about like now that now folks are graduating, what next, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's high school or even college, what next?
Now that you're graduating, what next? And even for some of y'all that ain't graduating yet, what you doing this summer? How, and not even just that, how are you going to enrich yourself? This summer. So I'm not saying you got to do extra schooling because that break is nice.
Hey, look, that summer break, boy.
But also, how are you going to enrich yourself? Because this is a prime time
enrichment.
To do it. So one of the things that I have been wanting to do for my children, COVID messed up one of them, but like things like the summer camps, those kinds of things that are actually enriching. And so Shell, right when COVID hit, unfortunately, like I had him signed up for an engineering camp.
Okay.
And it wasn't that expensive. Like I could actually afford it. And then COVID hit harder rather.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I guess we ain't doing that one. And then, we're really still coming out of it. Even if not like health-wise, mentally, we're still coming out of it. And so I haven't really been in the space to put him into those things. We did enjoy ourselves last summer, but this summer I'm like, okay, you're getting ready to be a junior, yo. And so I'm like, all right, let's look into these opportunities. Because one, I need you to get reinvigorated about your future. I need you to get reinvigorated about your future, get your hands on some things, get around some people that might encourage you. And so I know he wants to work over the summer. I know we talked about training for track over the summer. We talked about we're going on a college tour over the summer. But how are we going to make sure that we find a good, solid engineering or physics camp that he can not just like, hey, this is engineering, this is what we do. No, he's past that. Like he needs, I want to go and like create something
and build a robot. Maybe not, but you know what I mean, right?
I mean, and that's at the minimum, right? Like don't nobody care about no paper airplanes. Like he's past that part. This little boy is going to explain to you quantum chromodynamics. So we need like in-depth hands-on something for high school kids. And even for so Marcel finished
come on, Sal.
Schooling. Yeah.
Come on, Sal.
And so he will likely be starting some college classes and all the things. So we're gonna see how that goes. But so now, so what now? So I got one graduating. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I got a kid that's finished with school.
Sucker.
I feel like I'm barely out of school myself.
Sucker.
You know what? That's okay. I'm gonna wish that up on you.
Should have stayed in school, player.
Why?
I don't know, because it's rough out here. I told you it's rough out here in these streets.
Actually, I mean, don't get me wrong. I missed some of the things, but I'm glad that I'm good.
No, but all jokes aside, right? You talk about summer enrichment, summer jobs, and things like that. I know. I think one thing that I finally got to do in college during the summer was have different, not just, I work at McDonald's, or I'm working at the local XYZ, right? One thing that really helped, I worked at a sports camp out in New Hampshire, right? I had never been to New Hampshire. I ain't know nothing about no New Hampshire. But now granted, no, it wasn't great money. I think I got for the 7 weeks, it was like $3,000 or something like that. It was decent money. But bro, I was in New Hampshire in the White Mountains for 7 weeks. I ain't have to pay nothing, right? They paid for my flight, they paid for food, and what I got out of that was just some of the people that I've met, right? some of the networking that I met, right? The direct, like every summer, the director of the camp, he messaged me on Facebook. Hey, if you got anybody who want to work, send them to me, right? And I try to send out to people, but just being able to experience different stuff, right? And so to your point, like with Shell, if you want to go into an engineering camp, right, or finding some type of, I don't know, some STEM camp or a social justice, whatever. I'm sure there's some out there for every kid, and even if it's to spend 2 weeks, 10 days.
Exactly. Well, and so finding internships, even after you graduate, if you don't have something lined up, and I know I understand, it's like, I'm done. I need a break. I need a brain break. I need all the breaks.
Take a break.
And also, though, keep in mind, like things like internships are going to be super, super beneficial for you. And so if you're a current student, those fellowships and internships that you can have access to through BCI, take advantage of that. Yeah. Like you can even bring to them an internship or a fellowship that you find to see if they can help you fund part of it.
Yeah. I would say one thing that I love that we do, Tia, on campus is the CRSI, or it's either CRSI or CSI.
The summer research.
Yeah, the man, look, man, I wasn't in a STEM major or nothing like that, but man, bro, some of the research that some of these kids have done that I've heard over the past couple of years, like what?
Yeah, some really dope. And here's the cool thing about that. First of all, those are dope opportunities. And I know some of y'all are like, I'm sick of school. I'm sick of being out here. I'm ready to go home and be in my space. But let me tell you, it will be so amazing for you when you get out of school. It gives you opportunity. It gives you better job opportunities because sometimes students end up with jobs with some of the places that they've interned with. People see the research that you've done, and that boosts your application well above other people who are just coming out of school, or just other people in general, right? Typical people don't have research on their applications
as an undergrad.
Right. So just think about as a grad sometimes. So it's really like, think about your future and how you want to carve out your future. So one of the things that I brag on with another school that I worked for was that these kids were set up for success when it came to career after college. And that is now, and the difference was the students that took advantage of the career fairs and the internship and fellowship opportunities, the co-op opportunities, those job opportunities over the summer and over breaks and while they were in school where they could afford that. Those are the students that came out before they even hit graduation with $60,000, $70,000 a year jobs. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm like, wow. Like, okay.
And not to switch it up, but I would be remiss if I didn't say, even for those students who are doing those things during the year, if you say, you know what, I just want to rest this summer, please do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Please do that. Like please take time this summer and enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, or even if that's not available to you, just enjoy yourself a little bit, right? Because not just for Cornell students, but just for any college student or any high school student, right? Like, just take time to breathe a little bit because you need to reset. Because please believe me, even us during the summer, oh yeah, we be chilling.
Don't bother me over the summer. And he knows, don't you talk to me about nothing. Until July 1st, maybe the middle of June. Like
maybe. That end of May going into June, man.
Now, don't get me wrong. We're here and we have to work and we're working, but it's also just like, don't you ask me about nothing serious right now.
A time to reset.
Right. I need to come down. Right. But right. But because I do understand, like, this is also mental health break.
What up? What up, bro?
Who DJ is? Hi, DJ.
It's one of the bros.
Okay. How you doing? So welcome to the craziness. But no, take that mental health time for sure. Where you need that, take that time, but also like take that time to explore. If you have the time and the resources, financial and otherwise, like go check out another city. Go check out another city in your town, because a lot of the times we don't explore the places we live in. Like,
listen, how many times have either you said yourself or you've heard from students who will be in a certain city and be like, oh, I ain't never been over there before. But I ain't never, like, wait a minute, you've lived in insert city for how long? You ain't never been to this? Never. I ain't never even heard of it. What? But it makes sense.
Well, because also, like, there's so much, like, I'm from Kansas City, y'all, and the Kansas City area is large, and there's so much in the area that I still haven't explored in all of my years. And so, and in some places I'm just like, meh. Like at my age, if something seems similar to some other stuff that I've experienced, meh. Like, what I need to go to Olathe, Kansas for? There ain't nothing. No,
she said, meh.
Like,
I'm good.
Like, so, you know, go do something different. Do something you've never done before. Especially, here's the thing, especially if you are graduating. I mean, for any of y'all, but especially if you're graduating, because let me tell you right now, once you move into the adulthood, you ain't got that time no more.
You ain't got no time. You ain't got the energy.
That too.
You be like, man, Tia, we should go. Like, nah, I'm straight, man. I'm good, man.
I mean, listen, there have been times I'm like, Henry, hey, you want to go hang out?
Man,
he's gone. Like, he's like, I'm on my way to the crib,
man. Now, actually, no, I'm glad my bro DJ's on, and bro, I'm gonna not put you on blast, but I'm used as an example, bro. There's been many a times, bro, just like, hey, I'm going to Arizona. You want to go? When I'm like, okay, well, when you going? Next Tuesday. What?
Or he around and ask at the last minute, hey, I'm finna go to such and such place. You want to go? When are you going? Right now.
Right now. Hold on. But and I use
it's 11 o'clock in the morning. You know where I am at 11 o'clock in the morning? In the bed.
And I use him as an example because you said what?
No, I said 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm in the bed. I said, but on the weekend, we talking on the weekends. I'm not talking.
Oh, Darren, it's the bro Darren. Okay.
So you done messed up.
Hey, it say DJ, my bad. But no, but what Darren, you know how DJ be, hey y'all, let's go to Jupiter. Like, man, I can't. When you want to go? Next Tuesday. Brother, I can't. But and I use him as an example because it's like sometimes you just need to go. You just need to take a break. And at certain times of the year, it's super hard. Certain times of the year you can't. But like for a lot of us in the summer, folks are still working, or you're still in school, or some people may take some, but you got a little more leeway in the summertime to do that, right? You got a little more, and it's encouraged because it is a time of this relaxation. And even for your folks who's graduating, right? Who trying to figure out what's the next step for me? What am I doing, right? You got some time, bro. You know what I mean?
You have time. Now, here the thing that I do understand too, there's going to be a lot of pressure for you to get a job immediately.
Yeah.
Get a job right now. Get a job. Make sure you're working when you get out. I will not speak against what anybody's parent.
Nope.
Or legal guardian or whomever, how they may encourage you. But where you have the room and the time, yes, look for your jobs. Definitely work to solidify yourself, which you should do before you get out of school.
Absolutely.
But try to find ways to solidify yourself Yes, for jobs, make sure you're checking with the BCI because they do have those connections through Handshake and those kinds of things. Look at job boards, look at those things. Like we said, if you can do an internship, that's a great way to get your foot in the door in places. But where you can, take your time to decompress from all of the years of all of the things, because
Right.
you're getting ready to transition into a whole different world. And so,
And like
look at,
and then we earlier we joked about the worst hood in America is adulthood, blah blah blah, all that. It is and like all jokes aside, it is a very different space, right? It's not
I think y'all got responsibilities now.
it's not your Cornell bubble or your Luther bubble or your University of Iowa bubble or your insert wherever college you went to bubble. It's a completely different level of it's a different playing field.
It's a different level of socialization.
It's a different
So
pace.
we're talking about things like work and stuff like that, but the things that you might not have been fully privy to as a student. So some of the things when it comes to being socialized that we talk about, that like you're in this bubble here, right? You only have to worry about what's going on here. Yeah, when you go home or when you go visit or when you go study abroad, you have a few things here or there. But now you are entering into a world where you are no longer protected by being in that bubble. And so take the time to really just get yourself together, go walk around. And it just like it takes time to get the lay of the land when you move to a new place, or like when you came here to school, get the lay of the land, figure out like, do I want to be at home? Do I want to move away? Can I afford to move away? Like what does all of this look like? But also looking at the people that you're going to be dealing with.
Where are my support systems? Where are my where can I get help for either medical or socialization, anything, right? Where you start finding these places, you start finding things that's going to help you succeed, right? And also understanding that it's not going to be so accessible like it is in college, right? It's not going to be as easy to get to or as easy to find like it is in college, right? So it's like folks here, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the writing center, right? Now you get your job and you got to write a report. Ain't no writing center. The writing center is you or your coworker. Hey Tia, could you look this over? And then she gonna send me back. Hey, hold on, I got my own stuff to look over. Give me some. I'm gonna get to it. I can get to it on April 12th at 7:02. Later that is 6 days away. Well, what you want me to, right? So it's just
make sure. So as you were saying that, Hemi, one thing that I remembered is make sure you develop those relationships or foster and cultivate those relationships with alumni in whatever city that you're going to, because they can help you in terms of like building those social networks. Even some of your current peers, like find out who's in town with you. But
that's the one thing I wish I would have did early on was connect with other alums who were close by. I started to do it more later in my career, but just early on. And I remember I had just graduated from Luther. I'm putting gas in the car. This dude come up to this older white dude. He's looking at me. I got my Luther stuff on. He's looking at me like, I'm looking at him like, hey man, hey brother, I don't know what you're looking at, man. But so he comes up to me. He goes, no, are you an alum? Did you play at Luther or did you just have? I said, no, I just graduated. Blah blah blah. Man, this dude went into, oh my God. Oh, welcome. He gives me his card. I'm looking at him like, hey man, who is you? And now I wish I never reached out to him. I never called him or nothing. But looking back on it, who knows what type of support that he could have been, right? Now I obviously I'm doing okay, but like you don't readily think about that stuff when you graduate, right? You don't think about finding your support group, finding your some type of support when you first graduate. So just like, start being mindful of that when you all are graduating, when you are going, even when you go to your new school, if you're going to grad school, same thing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And also make sure that you're keeping in touch with the people who you may be asking for letters of recommendation later.
Please don't ask for letter recommendations from people you talk to twice in your whole time here.
And make sure there are people that know you well. And I'm going to say this, you take it how you want to, but people also that like you.
I mean,
or that speak positively of you. And because one, that's going to be incredibly important for, like, people can read through your letters of recommendation who that person is to you. Because I know, like, when I write my letters of recommendation for students that I like, first of all, if it's a student that I don't know as well, I don't know what to write for you. And I don't like writing fake letters because so as a person who also has been responsible for evaluating people's letters of recommendation for things like scholarships or jobs or those things, I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference when you're just regurgitating what's in that person's personal statement or resume or whatever else, as opposed to if you truly know this person and have something really awesome to say. I've been asked to write letters of recommendation for people that I'm like, baby, we wasn't really that close.
Like, I don't know what you
like,
want me to
I
say.
know who you are and you know who I am, but we wasn't really that close. So you might want to reach out to somebody else.
Right. Like, if you need me to write it, I can, but it ain't gonna, I don't know what to say.
So like, and especially for like grad school and even jobs, there are jobs that require you to have letters of recommendation, internship opportunities. So when I got into my doctoral program, y'all, I finished my master's in 2009. I started my doctoral program in 2016, and I had to have a letter of recommendation from a faculty member from my master's program. I was like, Lord,
I don't even know who to contact.
Right. I don't know who's there. I don't know who remembers me. And there was one woman that I know that I had a really good relationship with, but I also know that we fell out of communication once I got off of social media, essentially. Yeah. And so I was like, do I ask her? I don't know. Does she even still work for the institution? Because that's another thing. Because I think they wanted somebody specifically that I don't know. So I finally was like, hey, let me reach out to my marketing professor. Let me see if he remembers me first, because I only had him for one, maybe two classes.
Right.
Now, let me tell you, he came through and was dope. Do you hear me?
I couldn't tell. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember none of my professors from my master's class. Now, no, that's a lie. My advisor and one of my professors, who I actually had the same thing, right? So I actually went back to them because we actually had a pretty decent relationship. Now, anybody else, had they not been at the school anymore,
right?
I would have been out here bad.
Right. I couldn't even remember his name, but I just remember he was a really dope professor and I did really well in his class. Matter of fact, when we played the marketing game, my class won because we was dope. Thank you. But no, like I in my MBA program, a lot of people like I didn't care for a lot of my professors. Sorry if any of y'all happen to watch this, but I didn't care for a lot of my MBA professors, except for that one, and then like an adjunct that we had. My doctoral professors, that's different. So Sam Houston, Education, Leadership, Developmental Education Administration Department.
Shout out.
Total shout out.
Shout out. And I think so what we're getting at, folks, as you all are going into your careers or going into grad school, make sure you maintain and cultivate some of those relationships, right? Make sure you stay in touch, and not just so you can get something from them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't hit up people just because you want something.
And also, be look to be of service to them as well. Look to be in a space to where if you need to come back or whatever, right? So make sure it's reciprocal. It's not a one-way street. Because like as I said, man, those things help you moving forward. Those relationships help you. Whether it's professionally, it could be personally. So cultivate those relationships.
Well, and on the other side of that, so for those of us who are educators, cultivate those relationships. Like I actually appreciate, don't get me wrong, while students are here in school, it's weird to me to have them like as social media friends. I see y'all enough. I don't need it. But after those students have graduated, like Kim, shout out to Kim. Like that's my girl. Sierra, that's my girl. Cleo, that's my girl. And any of y'all didn't shout out. I'm not saying that I don't love y'all. Y'all know that. But
no, like, she don't. No, she don't, y'all. She was talking about y'all this morning.
Really?
Okay. They know I'll be lying.
You know better. But like, so like Cleo came to I invited Cleo and some other folks to a woman of color like vision board event that I had personally. And, you know, and they showed up and told me how much like that meant to them for me to have invited them. But I'm like, yeah, I mean, first of all, baby, you grown now.
Yeah, you're a full grown adult now.
You grown now. But I also like hearing from them, like, that's really dope that you invited me to this thing, because I see you as like almost like that auntie status, or that, you know, that kind of status. And that was really dope for me to hear. But it's also nice for me to be able to connect with those people. I love to see what y'all are doing, and even how I can support, where I can support, like seeing where people got married and all those cool things. If I'm coming into town, when I went to Jersey, hey, Kim, even though I told her at the last minute, I forgot she was from Jersey. And actually I thought she was still like she was elsewhere, but then I remember that she had moved back. So I was like, hey, baby girl, I'm coming into town. And she is Sagittarius. Go ahead, girl.
Lord have mercy.
Sierra, baby, I love when I go to the Bahamas, I visit. But when you in Florida, I'm not coming out there. I'm just letting you know right now.
I ain't going to Florida.
I'm not going to Florida. But it's also good for us to have those relationships with students, because then we get to connect our current students and our current students with those students. And I love to be able to make those connections. But if we don't help to cultivate those relationships, then we can't help with making those connections in the better ways that we can.
Right. And so I want to not switch, same topic, but I kind of want to take a little different direction, right? So I know we're talking a lot about, you know, cultivating relationships, talking about, you know, going in different spaces. And one thing I want to make sure that we touch on specifically for high school kids, right? And if y'all was like me as a senior, I probably still hadn't made my decision yet in terms of where I'm gonna go to school.
Yes, because Florida ain't got no sense.
They wild hunted. That's yep. Yep, they wild. We'll say
wild. That's putting it real nice.
as folks, as you all are making your decisions on schools, right? Really take a look and really think about where you want to go. And that's if you go to school, right? And that's if you decide to go to college. Just really think about, you know, what do I want to do? And if you don't know what you want to do, guess what? That's cool.
So let me give you this advice too. Don't just jump into things for the sake of jumping into things.
Right.
So for example, I got into an MBA program right after college. I was not the best college student. I had no business jumping right into another college program. And I was just like, oh, an MBA might help me to get a better job, because I came out with a freaking English degree. Let me tell you how well I did not do in that regard. And I struggled. Number one, because I already wasn't in a space to be a good student. My heart was not being in this program. What is wrong with you? Sweet Jesus, dear God, help me with this one, please.
Why you have to whisper, Jesus?
I was praying.
Why you have to whisper? Why can't you?
You know what? I just
do it again. Don't you take me off the screen? Don't you? Really, this is what you're gonna do? So you're gonna take yourself off the screen? Tia. Tell us, Tia. Tell us about your. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
all the words I have for you right now.
I'm gonna stop.
I'll save them for later.
I'm gonna leave you alone. Okay.
Y'all see what?
Hold on.
He's that kid, y'all. He is that kid. Like,
absolutely.
Sweet Jesus. I can't. We ain't even in the same building. I can't deal with this man. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. I don't like you.
So you're saying your MBA,
but seriously. And so just be careful just jumping and diving into things, feeling that you have to. Now, don't get me wrong, going into a program right after you're done with school or shortly thereafter can absolutely be better if you're in that mindset, because you're already, like, the ball is already rolling and you don't want to lose that. Mm-hmm. I say for people who are like me, like I said, I was not a good student. I was not good at focusing. I needed time. Mm-hmm. And so I actually did not do well going into my master's program. I ended up finishing later, much later, but I still got it done.
Now understand, people, when we say this, we're not saying don't be running around here willy-nilly with no plan, and just no. That's not
a waste of all the time you spent here.
That is not what we said. But what we are saying is, if you do need out, and T, I was like you in the sense that I needed time away from undergrad before I went to my master's, and I took that time. I got a job. Now, granted, I wasn't paid much, but I got a job. I worked. It was like 6. I want to say 6 years. It was like 6 or 7 years. Yeah, 6 years before I went back to get my master's. And honestly, in that time frame, in that 6 years of working, it was almost what I needed, right? It was almost what I needed to kind of realize, okay, take yourself as a student, right? This is what I actually want to do, and so on and so on, right? So like I said, when you're looking for schools, whether it's grad school or if it's a undergrad, or even just in terms of what you want to do, really kind of think about, like, what I want to do. And if
take the time to map it out. If you don't, like, despite whatever, if you're graduating, if you're not graduating, do take the time this summer. Take some time to map that out. Mm-hmm. I always say, begin with the end in mind. What you want to do when you grow up, right? And that will change as you continue to grow. I promise you it will.
Because it's still changing for me right now.
I'm about to say, I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
No.
But
there's days I want to go work at
I'm there, but
I ain't there yet.
I had an idea. I'm in the field. I'm in the field-ish.
Right.
But honestly, like, at this stage in your life, what do I want to be when I grow up? How do I want to, like, what do these things look like for me? If you want to be in education, good. But know all of the things of that. Like, I know that I might not be getting paid a whole bunch of money, but this is what I want to do because, right? Same thing with things like social work and stuff like that. And if you're not okay with that, how do I pivot? Right? How do I pivot? How do I need to go to grad school? What does that look like? If I want to go into engineering, this is what I want to do. Here are some places that I can consider working at, interning at, such and such. Or I've had students who have started out as engineering majors and was like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. So make sure you're diving into the things that you want to get into, and then how you're going to navigate, like, where you're going to work or intern or live or all of those things. How are you going to get to that point? Work backward. And that's where those relationships come in, when you're also trying to figure out what those things look like. Help with resumes. Yes, do tap into the BCI. And my thing is, if you know somebody that works in a particular field or at the place that you want to work at, ask to see their resume, to see what got them in the door.
And that's one of the things I was getting at, right? And if you don't know, ask folks, like, hey, what do you think? This is what I was thinking. Or you honestly could be in a situation like, I have absolutely no clue what I want to do, right? That's fine, right? But it's fine in the sense that you're not going to always know what you want to do. So seek help out. Like, hey, these are the things that I was thinking about. I don't know how exactly to put this together, right? Now, if you just like, nah, man, I just want to sit down on the couch. No, don't do that.
You just wasted all that money.
Don't you
and
do that?
all that time.
Don't you just sit yourself on that couch, right? But seek out help. If you're Cornell student, go to the BCI, go to a professor or a staff member or even an administrator that you trust, that you want to talk to, a coach that you talk to, right? If you had a different
alumni.
Right, if you reach out to an alumni, if you're at a different college, go to their career center. Or if you're in high school, go to your guidance counselor. Go to a teacher that you trust. Go to an administrator that you trust, right? Your mom, your dad, uncle, auntie, whoever. Go to someone that you feel like you can trust, that you can say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. What are your thoughts? Because a lot of times we feel like we put this pressure on folks that by this age, you have to be doing this. By this time, you have to be doing this. And failing to realize that there's a lot of factors that go into figuring out what you want to do, right? There's a lot of factors that go into figure out what school, college you want to go to. If you want to be a barber, or if you want to be an esthetician, if you want to be a plumber, if you want to be an electrician or a tattoo artist, whatever, right? I mean,
if you want to start your own business, if you want to,
there's a lot to it. And so don't feel like there's you have to have your whole entire life.
Don't try to do everything all at once.
No, please don't. Because you're going to do nothing but stress yourself out. You're going to do nothing but put yourself in a position to where you don't know what you want to do, because in your mind, you want to do this, 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 and this. And you have to do that, and it has to look this way. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I am one of them people.
Word, I would have never thunk it.
Your whole mouth.
I would have never.
In the words of my niece, shut your mouth.
I would have never thunk it. People try to do it all at once. Come on, cuz I don't believe.
I'm learning. You see, I put a pause on the business.
Look,
I mean, I'm still doing the things, but I had to pause.
Right. And I
had to pause for my own cause.
Right. And and please believe, we're not saying don't be ambitious, right?
Oh,
we're not saying don't dream big, because you have to dream big, but you don't have to do it today. You don't have to do it all today. You don't have to build the house today. Because remember, in order to build the house, you gotta get the tools first. First off, you gotta know how to build the house.
You gotta plan the house out.
Let's
you got the land to put the house on.
Right.
Did you pay up all those things? Right. I don't even want to go through the whole list because it stressed me out just thinking about all the things. Just
come on. But as you said,
supply chain issues.
Somebody got trust. She said, I got issues. Listen here.
You understand? You got supply chain issues. So then you gotta be waiting on other people.
You don't got the right. You ain't got the right wood. You trying to get oak. All they got is cedar.
And you allergic to cedar, so you can't get it. You're gonna die. So it's and we joke about that, but the thing is understanding that you have to learn how to pivot, to be patient, to if there are the things that you want. Sometimes, because first of all, we don't do any of this stuff as an island. You don't get any of this stuff done by yourself.
No.
And so sometimes something might happen that somebody else is responsible for, that you have to just be patient, or you have to decide how you want to move through that. But just enjoy your summer. Even as one thing that we're talking about adulting and all of that stuff, we have had to get back to a point where it's you know what? We telling everybody else to enjoy their summer, or everybody else gets to enjoy their summer, and we over here stressing and working and being bored and blah, blah, blah.
Nope.
No, we need to take time to make sure that we are getting out. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me want to cry when faculty members and or people that don't understand, they're like, oh, so what are you gonna do this summer? I work.
I really.
Oh, you don't get the summer off?
Says who?
No, I ain't got that position.
Look, I get off from the snow. I don't know.
I now, with that being said, I got vacation days.
I mean,
I'm not off for the summer.
Right. I mean, I'm taking my vacation days. And it's funny, like, and once again, all jokes aside, folks would be like, what are you doing for the summer? Like, work. Like I'm like, and then it dawned on me, like, dang, man, I need to do something, right? And honestly, that's what I feel like the summer is for, right? And now we're talking a lot about a lot of folks who work in education.
I was just gonna say that,
right? And there are some people who there is no summer. It's just the season just happened to change. Right?
Right. Like, what you talking about? I work all the time anyway. And my vacation days are terrible. Nah, you know what? And we understand that we have a privilege. Just even in the vacation days that we get. Like, and so talking about adulting, I'm like, hey, Hemi, you want to go to camp with us this year? Oh, I got a wedding. See, that's the other part of adulting. I'm like, man, forget that wedding. Come on, we're going to camp. Like,
listen. I'm side note. I'm gonna need everybody to not have every wedding in America in June and July.
Oh, that's when they do all the things.
Listen,
because it's summertime.
Listen,
and they got access to the people.
Listen, mother, hey, when your wedding? June 1st. Okay, well, when Sunset's wedding? June 2nd. What about Sunset's? June 5th. Hold on a minute, cuz I got 72 weddings, and ain't none of them near each other. Okay, you got one wedding in Maine, and then the next day you got to get to a wedding in Portland, not Portland, Maine, Portland, Oregon. You hear me? And then you got the third wedding that's a destination wedding in Mars.
Shut up.
Somehow you got to find a way to get to Mars. Like,
oh my gosh!
I guess I'm about to be out here with it. So I joke, but we understand that we are in a privileged situation in terms of education where we got a little freedom. So a lot of this information is geared towards students. It is geared toward folks who are graduating or folks who may work in education, but even for the folks who don't really have that luxury like we do, make sure you are finding time for yourself, right? Make sure you are even planning things out. Like, what's my career move? What's my career gonna look like, right?
What's my summer gonna look like?
Like take time for yourself. Take time to kind of figure out what your next steps should be, right? Or not necessarily should be the next step that you want, right? So I going back to the students. Just take your time, right? There's like enjoy, and for the folks, so you seniors who are graduating high school, seniors who are graduating undergrad or grad, enjoy being a graduate right now. This is your time of the year. Everybody about to celebrate you. You about to get all kinds of cards. You about to get some money. Y'all about to get some money. Come on,
maybe.
Okay, maybe not. You might not get no money, but
not everybody got it like that.
That's true. Touche. But you're gonna get celebrated, right? Enjoy your accomplishment, right? Enjoy the fact that you went through however many years.
Celebrate yourself.
Because some of us took a little bit longer. Some of us took a little bit longer. I took the scenic route. But just celebrate yourself because you worked really hard to get to this point. You worked really hard. The time you spent. If you was like me, I'm sure you had at least 3 all-nighters in those 4 years. At least 3. And I'm being generous.
I had 3 all-nighters in the first semester. Actually, I'm sure I had more than that. It was probably in the first month of the first semester. What you mean?
Yo, Tia, the first time I did an all-nighter, I said, what am I doing? This is the dumbest. I will never do this again.
I was a night owl and I did dumb stuff. So
I mean that too. But just celebrate yourself, people. Make sure, like I said, celebrate yourself. Start thinking about, what you're planning for the summer. And really ask yourself, all right, so what now?
Yeah. Take time to explore things that you might not get an opportunity to explore when you get busy and life starts lifing. Because let me tell you, life don't wait for you.
No.
And so, take the time, whether you're graduating or not, take the time and find ways to enrich yourself. over the summer, because even if you are graduating, that is still going to help you in your job search, and just in your future endeavors. In getting into grad school, they look at those things when it comes to research and stuff like that. When it comes to internships and stuff like that, cultivate those relationships. Make sure that you are taking some mental health time where you need it. Take time for you. And I mean, yes, make sure you are prepared for your future, but also enjoy.
Right.
Enjoy.
So y'all, like I said, enjoy yourself. We only got 2 more shows left.
Do we?
This week and next.
Are you sure? Oh, it's Block 8, ain't it?
Hold on. We got this week and next. That's it. After that.
Why I'm on Block 7?
Cause you crazy. That's why.
I'm tired. That's why.
You crazy. We got 2 more shows left.
Oh my gosh.
And then guess what? Done for the summer.
We ain't doing no summer shows. Love y'all.
Oh no, I ain't doing some show. No, we ain't gonna do no pop-up unless some Martians done came down that we gotta talk to y'all. Ain't doing no summer show.
Oh my gosh. Why do I put up with this man?
No, Tia, hey, we gotta get back on why the Martians done showed up, cuz.
The Martians done showed up. I'm out this bad boy. I got to find somebody bunker until we know what's going on.
Yeah, I ain't got no buckets.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. Because we worse. But
I
might have to find the Martians some protection.
You know what? Like, hey, y'all, don't come here. Don't look, just go on back to Mars, okay? I tried to tell you. Hey, look, don't get mad at me when your spaceship come up missing. I tried to tell you. They're gonna come down like, hey man, the ship was outside. I know. Ship was right there.
We tried to told you.
I had to tell you. But anywho, y'all be good, y'all be safe. Like we said, for all you graduates, congratulations. For folks who are not graduating, enjoy your summer, enjoy yourselves. And then shout out K-12 educators.
Love y'all. Take
Peace.
care.